I teach you how to mend a puncture. Jack Barnett, 21. Right, step 1. Which tyre has the puncture, the back or the front? The clue is in the flatness of the back tyre. Step 1a. The front is easier to mend because there are no gears or chain to undo. Sadly, here the puncture is on the back wheel. Step 2. Get off the bike and turn it upside down to rest on the handlebars and the saddle. Oh, we don't need him there. Right. There we are. Step 3. Take the puncture back tyre wheel off the bike. Now, step 4. When you undo the bolt on the back wheel to remove the punctured tube, remember, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So, turn the bolt to the left to undo it. Step 5. At this point, you'll realize that the wheel has a tyre on it and an inner tube inside that tyre. You will also notice a valve for taking the air out of the tyre. There's the valve. So here's a wheel. Here are the gears that I spoke of. Here's the valve. Just there. That's what you need to take some of the air that's still left in the inner tube out to get the tyre off. Step 6. You'll need to take any nuts off the valve so that you can remove it from the wheel when you take out the inner tube. So there may be a small nut round there which you need to take off before you can take that out. Step 7. Take the tyre off. Push a tyre lever, here's a tyre lever, in through the edge of the tyre and the wheel. See that? It'll look like that. There's the tyre, there's the wheel, and in there you push this to take that tyre off there, above that wheel, right? Step 7a. Now here's a photograph of it. To take the tyre off, push the tyre lever in through the edge of the tyre and the wheel, just there. So you push the edge of it. Now if you don't have a tyre lever, a flat screwdriver will do. Push it there and lever the tyre out. You'll end up with 3 things. 1, the inner tube with the puncture. 2, the wheel. And 3, the tyre. Now here's a photograph of the inner tube. I hope there is. Yes, there it is. Alright, so I've managed to take that out from the tyre and off of the wheel, and you've got a tyre lever there and a long flat-ended screwdriver there to help. Step 9. Now you need to take a pump and pump up the damaged inner tube. Of course the air will escape through the hole in the inner tube naturally. Now, step 10. Put the blown up inner tube into a bowl of clear water and you'll see the air bubbles coming out where the puncture is. Mark that point, that's your puncture. Bowl, water, inner tube pumped up, bubbles coming out. There it is. So there's some actual water with the inner tube inside, and if you've got the right spot the bubbles will be showing up. Step 11. Take the inner tube out of the water, mark the puncture hole and then dry off the inner tube. Spread the glue over the hole you have marked on the inner tube. Place a patch over that glue and press down heavily. So there's the inner tube, and I had 2 punctures. A thorn went through there and came out there. And here is the kit you need. Some glue and these patches, repair kit patches. Step 11A. Spread the glue over the hole you have marked on the inner tube. Place one of these patches over that glue and press it down heavily. You need to take these patches off of the back there. Step 12. This will be the result. On my inner tube there were 2 holes, hence 2 patches. I might have managed with a different shape patch, but there it is. Step 13. Now, you need to pump up the inner tube and check that the repair has taken. I used a foot pump, there it is, to pump up the inner tube. Step 14. Now this is very important. You must remember to check the tyre and make sure that the object that caused the puncture is not still in the tyre. If it is, remove it. As I said, mine was a thorn which caused 2 punctures. So you've got to put your fingers down here and see if you can find anything all around the tyre and remove it, right? Nails, thorns, stones, bits of glass, get them out of there. Otherwise, the moment you put your inner tube back in and pump it up, it'll get another hole in it. Step 15. Now, put the tyre on the wheel and push the inner tube inside the tyre, making sure the inner tube valve goes through the hole in the wheel. Right, so you've got to put this onto that and then put this inside this and this. Right, you can see I've put the inner tube into the tyre. Now what I've got to do is to get the tyre Now I've got it mainly on, but what I've got to do is to use the tyre levers to get it totally on, right? Just to get this part here totally on with a couple of tyre levers. Step 15A. Here's the inner tube inside the tyre and over the wheel. Right, so there's the wheel, there's the inner tube, there's the tyre. Now you've got them all together. Step 15A. Now you need to force the tyre inside the rim of the wheel. You need your tyre lever or that flat-ended screwdriver to do this. So you've got to put it in there and push the tyre inside the wheel. Now once you've done that, obviously you've got to pump up the inner tube. This is the end result we've got here. The tyre covers the inner tube, and there's the valve poking out from the inner tube inside the tyre, but outside, and inside the tyre, outside of the wheel there. You could have pumped up the tyre beforehand, or put the wheel back on the bike. And you've got to put the wheel inside the chain, haven't you? And then tighten up the nuts there, the bolts, the nuts on here, so that it's back in place. Step 18. Turn the bike upside down and pump up the tyre fully, and now the bike is ready to ride. Okay. Ouch. This was me crash into another prickly bush. Hopefully I've not punctured the next tyre. I'm just testing out to see whether my repair actually is still working. Right. Well, there you are. This has been how to mend a bicycle puncture. I hope it has been useful. I had 4 punctures that week. This is how I worked out doing this. Jack Barnett, 21, from London, England.